Hey there, how's it going today? So in today's video, we will be discussing or going over the Gmail scraper and drafter. This is one of those workflow automations that has helped me earn thousands of dollars and save me hours of work every week. I think even now in this day and age when there's so much AI slop and there's so many AI gurus, selling templates, I still think this system here has a potential to earn you at least a couple of $100, depending obviously on your skills. How do you pitch your sales and obviously the client's needs, right? And I personally love this system because I still use this to organize my business Gmail account. And this is one of those systems, it's not complex and it helps you develop your foundational skills in workflow automation. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to give you a brief introduction about what the system does, and then we're going to do a deep dive and look at all those nodes and help you run this on your system as well. The first block here, which says classify email, what it does is that once the trigger runs, it's going to process through your inbox, okay, and then it's going to classify your emails into different categories. All right, so the first important category we have is questions. So if there's any question from your customer or client or a potential lead, all right, regarding your offer, regarding your service, your courses, anything that you're trying to sell, basically, if there's a question, it's gonna help you draft an email. How does it do that? It adds a label, it says it's a lead, and then it drafts an email based on the product information you have provided as a Google document. And then it just creates that draft, lets it sit in the draft folder, and then you can just review that and send it off. So the other categories here are newsletters, receipts, and all these other categories that you add. These are basically, well, you can just modify them as you like, but what happens here is anything non-urgent or anything that you can let sit for, let's say, a week, something you can, review over the weekend. What you do is you put them through this loop, which is filter email. And what it does is it adds the labels. And then if it's not important, it removes it from your inbox. Okay. And if there's anything else like fraud alerts, security alerts, or anything legal that you want to review, you don't want the AI to interfere with that, it's going to stop here and it's going to stay in your inbox for you to review later. So let's zoom in this system here. Schedule trigger. I have set this up to run at custom specified intervals at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. And this really depends on your requirements. I am running this in the cloud, so I don't want to waste a lot of my executions. If you think there's a need, if you get a lot of emails, then I think it's a better idea to run this every hour or every, half an hour, or depending on your requirements, right? So once it starts running, what it does is that it goes into your Gmail, specifically in your inbox, and then it gets all the threads. Okay, once it gets all the threads, then it starts getting all the emails. Now, why do we need these two things here? First reason is, let me just go into one of the examples here. So when I say a thread includes all of these messages. There could be a lot of communication going on here. So if I just get the last message, it wouldn't give me a lot of context. So for the AI to act properly and give a thoughtful answer, it should have context about the whole thread. So that's what we're doing here. So once you get the message, then we go into the edit field here. Now the edit field is where we are going to utilize the filters later on. So we have two fields set. There's a thread contains me, and then the last message is me. So as the name suggests, thread contains me is basically checking the thread that if you have actually replied earlier. So it's going to go through the thread, go through those messages and check for this email here. If it's true, it's going to give a 1. If not, it's going to be a false. Why is this needed? You're going to learn later on in a minute. Okay, the other option that I've set here is last message is me. So as the name suggests, what's happening here, if you look at the JSON expression, it looks at the last message in the thread and then it checks if I had replied. If it's a 1, it's true. If it's 0, it's false. All right, so once we have this done, then we have an AI tool here, which is called the text classifier. So what it does is, let me just open this up here. So it looks at the email subject, the thread it got previously, and it looks at the email text here. It classifies those into categories. Now these categories are already part of your labels here, and some of them are not. So it really depends on how you set this up, but in general, if you set it up this way, it should work. So if there are any questions, if there are newsletters, receipts, sales pitches, invoices, transactions, social media, YouTube content removals, fraud alerts, security alerts, legal documents, book a call, refunds, and if there's no clear match, it goes to the other branch, unknowns. All right, so you can set this up as you need. All right, so once it classifies those into different labels, if it's a question, so the first thing it does is apply a filter. Now this is the important part. The first filter checks for the last message. Is it from me or not? Because if it is, then it wouldn't do anything. Because let's say this last message here is a draft, which is already created. It is from me. So if this was created, it won't create another message again. Why is that? Because it's going to create a draft over a draft and it's going to just load it up, right? And if I had already replied, it waits for the reply from the customer or the potential client, right? So that's a check. If this check wasn't there, it would be a mess. So let's say if there was no reply from me and there was no draft created, then it goes on to the next step. Okay, it's going to add a label called lead, then start drafting a message. So this is the important part here, the prompts. There's a system prompt and then a user prompt. The system prompt, by the way, if you need these prompts here, just put it in the comments that you need this and I can send this over to you. So this AI agent prompt is basically a product email assistant for Waqas Munawwar, right? You are a concise, helpful email assistant replying as Waqas Munawwar. You can just change this to your name or your business name. You answer product questions by referencing the latest customer message while using the full email thread for context. Use the get products tool. Okay, this is important now. So we don't want it to just generate answers itself, right? We want it to look into a document. So this is the document here, get product information. So where is this document ID coming from? So basically what we did is we generated a document here with all the information about our business, our products and services, prices and all frequently asked questions. So make sure this is as detailed as possible. You just copy this ID here from this slash here up to this slash. All right, and you just paste it into this document ID. So this is going to be hard coded. Always going to look into that document, okay? And it's going to answer questions based on that. Once it looks at that, it's going to go into the user prompt, okay? What's going to happen here? So let me just open this up here. All right, so here's the complete thread for context and previous questions and answers and the last answer. So it looks at all the previous context, all right, and then it tells you to use that to generate a thoughtful, helpful, and non-repetitive reply based on the system instructions. Once that's done, all right, it goes into the product reply. It creates the draft, all right. It gives you give it the subject here, and you also give it the message. So that's the previous message. And then you also hard code your name or business name, whatever, right? And then this is some of the options which are set. There's a thread ID. So you also need the thread ID and you need the email. Where are you actually sending this email? This is the to email, okay? So when we run the system, I'm going to show this again, how this, fills up. So once we have this product questions answered, now let's just go to the other part of this automation. For non-important, non-urgent emails, let's say we get a newsletter, what happens is it goes into this loop here. So if it's a newsletter, so it's the same thing for all the other nodes. Let's look at newsletter as an example. You give it a label, all right, it's a string. And where do you get these labels? This is important. So I have a node here which says get labels, get many labels. So it gets all the labels. You get a list of labels here, and you have to have those labels already created in your Gmail account so that you can get those IDs. Otherwise, if this is empty, if you don't have the same name, it should be matching, by the way. And if you don't have that, it's going to give you a different label ID, or it's going to generate an error and you won't be able to fill these label IDs here. So because you need this label ID for the other node to work. So then we have here Gmail. Once it is classified, as a newsletter, you need to label it. You add a label over there. So if it's a newsletter, it's going to label it as a newsletter, and then it's going to think about moving it or not. Why does it do that? Because this is the filter, and this filter says thread contains me. So as we mentioned here, we have two fields set, right? We have two checks. So if it contains me, if this newsletter had me engaged previously, if I reply to this newsletter, I don't want it to move from my inbox because I'm still engaging with this email. So there's a check here. So if I'm not engaging with this, then it can remove it from the inbox. So it removes it from the inbox and then moves it to the new labels that we have created here. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And now for the demo, let's look at the demo here. So before I run this, I need to remove this. I need to delete this draft here, because if this draft was already existing, then this filter here would not let me run this. So I have to delete this. Let me just delete this here, and then let me run this. So as you can see, this is running. It passed through this. There's one item here. It's generating a draft here, and then it should, in a moment, reply. So it says one item here. So something was generated. Let's see what it did. I'm just going to refresh this here. All right, I see it here now. So let me just look here. So I first asked him, can you tell me more about your courses? Which courses do you have, etc. So the AI replied this, and then the other person is basically myself. I asked, okay, do you offer one-on-ones? Then he says, yes, I do offer one-on-ones and blah, blah, blah. Are you looking for this and that? So it gives you a link as well to book a call. So you see how cool is this? And it also labeled it as a lead here. So let me just show you what's happening in the backend. So for example, I click here, you can see it gives you the content here, and it gets all of the information, pushed out, and nothing went here because I had everything empty here. I didn't have any other email. If I had a newsletter here, I am pretty sure that it would move it out here. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool system. And if there's anything like a security alert or anything like this, what happens is that it stops here and it doesn't go anywhere else. So it's something that's going to stay in your inbox and that you can, review for later on. I think it's important to have a human review that, right? So yeah, I mean, if you like this video, let me know in the comments. If you need these prompts, if you need this template, just let me know and I can get you sorted. Hope you like the video and see you in the next one.